Alright lads and lasses, gather round because we've got some proper Newcastle United news for you today. And let's be honest, there's never a dull moment when it comes to the greatest club in the world, is there? We're talking about a fan favourite making a big decision about his future, and it's none other than Kieran Trippier. Now, if you've been keeping an eye on the transfer whispers, you'll know that Turkish giants Galatasaray was sniffing around for Trippier. In the final days of their transfer window, they wanted him, they made their move, and to be fair, it looked like he was tempted. But in true Toon spirit, Trippier has decided to stay and see out the season with Newcastle United. And let's be honest, could he really leave us now? Not a chance. At 34, he might not be in his prime, but Trippier is still a massive presence in the squad. We all remember how he was one of the first big signings under the new ownership. A statement of intent that we weren't here just to make up the numbers. Since arriving from Atletico Madrid for $12 million back in January 2022, he's been a leader, a warrior, and a set-piece maestro. Who could forget his pinpoint free kicks? Absolute magic. Now, with Tino Livramento emerging as the preferred right-back this season, Trippier's game time has taken a bit of a hit. He's only made 5 Premier League starts so far, which, for a player of his calibre, must be frustrating. And with Newcastle managing financial fair play concerns, there was a genuine chance he could have been moved on to balance the books. Galatasaray saw their opportunity and put in a bid. But here's where it gets interesting. Newcastle rejected it outright. You've got to think, if the club wanted to let him go, they could have easily cashed in. But they didn't. Why? Because Trippier's experience and leadership are still priceless. We're pushing for European qualification, still in the hunt for silverware, and his influence in the dressing room is something you just can't replace mid-season. Former Man United chief scout Mick Brown even weighed in, saying Trippier never actually pushed for a move. If he really wanted to go, he could have knocked on Eddie Howe's door and asked for an exit. But instead, he's chosen to stay and fight for the club. That's the kind of loyalty and mentality we need in this crucial second half of the season. And let's not forget, we're in a cup final. We've got the Carabao Cup showdown coming up, and Trippier will be desperate to play his part. He's won trophies before, he knows what it takes, and having his experience on the pitch, or even just in the squad, could make all the difference when it comes to bringing silverware back to Tyneside. So, in the end, it's a win for Newcastle. We keep hold of an experienced leader, we maintain squad depth, and we move forward with one goal in mind: winning. Trippier might not be here forever, and come the summer, his future might be up for debate again. But for now, he's staying, and that's exactly what we need. What do you think, lads? Is this the right decision for both Trippier and Newcastle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's get straight into it. Because if there's one player who's been absolutely lighting up the pitch for Newcastle this season, it's Anthony Gordon. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say he's been one of the best wingers in the entire Premier League. Now, when Gordon first arrived from Everton, plenty of people doubted whether he was worth the money. Some even wrote him off before he'd had a chance to settle in. But fast forward to today, and he's making those critics look absolutely foolish. 9 goals, 6 assists in all competitions, and let's not forget, the lad is only 23. Gordon has been electric this season. His pace, his directness, his ability to take on defenders. He's got everything you want in a modern winger. And it's not just Newcastle fans who are noticing. Opposition managers, pundits, even his own teammates are singing his praises. After Newcastle's Carabao Cup semi-final win, Bruno Guimaraes literally kissed him on the cheek. That's how much this squad loves what Gordon brings to the team, Even Marco Silva, Fulham's manager, had to admit Gordon was quality after our match against them in January. And that's coming from a guy who just watched his team beat us. When the opposition is calling you top class, you know you're doing something right. But what really sets Gordon apart isn't just his goals and assists. It's his work rate and consistency. He doesn't just drift in and out of games. He's always involved. And the stats back it up. He's in the top 1% of all players across Europe's top 5 leagues for chances created per 90 minutes. That's right, one of the most creative players in Europe is wearing the black and white of Newcastle United. And let's talk about his mentality. At the start of the season, there were question marks over whether he could step up. Even Alan Shearer, an absolute Newcastle legend, criticised him after our loss to Brentford in December. But instead of crumbling under pressure, Gordon responded in the best way possible, by delivering week in and week out. Now, with Newcastle chasing silverware, Gordon's form couldn't come at a better time. We all know it's been far too long since this club lifted a trophy. 1969 for a European title, 1955 for a domestic cup. It's been 70 years since we last won the FA Cup. That's why this Carabao Cup final against Liverpool in March is massive. Last year we were in the exact same position, and it ended in heartbreak against Man United. But this time, we've got Gordon. We've got a stronger squad, more experience, and a genuine belief that we can get the job done. Players like Sandro Tonali, Lewis Hall, and of course Gordon himself will be key to making history for this club. The way things are going, Gordon isn't just proving his doubters wrong. He's writing himself into Newcastle folklore. If he can help bring silverware back to St. James's Park, he'll be a hero on Tyneside forever. So what do you reckon, lads? Is Gordon our most important player right now? Can he lead us to glory? Let me know in the comments. This is a discussion worth having. And with that, I'll leave you with one final thought. Newcastle United isn't just a club, it's a way of life. And with players like Trippier staying loyal and Gordon stepping up, we're not just here to compete, we're here to win. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Away the lads!